today we start first chapter angle and its measurements from paper first. So we study here this concept. First concept directed angles, second concept angles of different measurements, number third units of measure of an angle, number fourth length of an arc of a circle, and number fifth area of a sector of a circle. So first we see here directed angle. So for that we have to recall some point that we studied in class 10 or class 9 or below class. So we recall here some concept. So first concept, we know how to draw the acute angle of different measures. Number second, in a circle we can find arc length and area of sector in terms of central angle and the radius. So this concept you studied in class 10. Find the area of a sector. So with the help of this activity we see how to measure the angle. So for that, draw the angle ABC of measure 40 degree. So we know that with the help of this protractor we measure the angle 40 degree. If you observe the protractor, so here degree is 90 at center. So we can measure from left to right or from right to left. So when we measure from left to right, that is clockwise, and when we measure from right to left, that is anti-clockwise. So with the help of that we can write the angle as positive or negative. So here see, in first figure, here angle we measure from left to right. So here 0, 10, there are two marking. Outer marking from 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90, and below marking is reducing. Here 180, 170, 160, 150, 140. Here also same condition. When we measure inner side, we get here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. That means inner side is increasing from left to right, and here outer angle is 180, 170, 160, 150. So in second figure, see this, in this way also we can measure angle 40 degree. So here 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. So we write here, in the figure 1.1 and 1.2 both the angles are of 40 degree, but one is measured in anti-clockwise direction and the other is measured in clockwise direction. Now we will differentiate between such angles. So we write here, when we measure clockwise, or we see in second diagram we measure anti-clockwise. So when we measure clockwise, when we measure anti-clockwise, depending on that we write the angle as positive or negative. So see here, first we learn directed angles. Consider the ray OA, rotate it about O till it takes the position of OB as shown in figure 1.3. So with the help of figure, so here figure is 1.3. We consider here ray OA. So this is initial ray. We consider this ray OA. We rotate this till it takes the position of OB. That means we rotate this OA to OB. Then angle so obtained due to rotation is called a directed angle AOB. That means we fix here point O and rotate this end point A. So this OA is initial when we rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So we mark here from below to upper, that means OA is initial and OB is final. So we write here, we define the notation of directed angles as follows. So we measure here anti-clockwise. So see here definition. The order pair arrays OA OB together with the rotation of ray OA to the position of the ray OB is called directed angles. So we write here angle AOB. So this angle AOB is a directed angle. If the rotation of initial ray is anti-clockwise, then the measure of directed angle is considered as positive, and if it is clockwise, then the measure of directed angle is considered as negative. So depending on the rotation, we write positive or negative. When rotation is clockwise, then we take negative angle. When we measure anti-clockwise, then we take positive angle. In the order pair OA OB, the ray OA is called initial arm. So here this OA is initial arm and this ray OB is terminal arm or final arm, and the ray OB is called terminal arm. O is called the vertex. You know the vertex in triangle is where two sides intersect. That common point of intersection of that two sides is called vertex. So here this initial arm and final arm, that is terminal arm, intersect at a point. That point is origin, or we call here vertex. As shown in figure 1.3a and 1.3b, observe the figure 1.b and note that OA OB not equals to OB OA. That means here OA is initial arm and OB is a terminal arm, but here OB is initial arm and OA is terminal arm. So see these two figures. So when we consider OA as initial arm and OB as a terminal arm, then we have to measure anti-clockwise. While in second figure, when we consider OB as initial arm and OA as terminal arm, we have to measure this angle as clockwise. So see the direction of this arrow. This indicate clockwise or anti-clockwise. So in figure 1.3a, this measurement is anti-clockwise, and here in figure 1.3b, measurement is clockwise. So this observation we write in the form of order pair. So we write always OA OB not equals to OB OA. So angle AOB not equals to angle BOA. So here directed angles are not same, because here if we measure, suppose if this angle is 40 degree, then this angle is minus 40 degree. So we write here angle AOB not equals to angle BOA. Measure of angle AOB not equals to measure of angle BOA, and measure of angle AOB not equals to measure of angle BOA. So this repeat here. Now we have to note here one point. Even though they have same amount of rotation, that means in both the figure, if you measure the angle, you get same angle, but due to initial and terminal arm interchange, so we have to write positive or negative depending on the initial and terminal arm, that is final arm. Then next concept, zero angle. If the ray OA has a zero rotation, that is it does not rotate, the initial arm itself is a terminal arm OB, the angle so formed is zero angle. That means if initial arm and terminal arm at same position, then the angle made by OA is zero angle. So in this figure you observe OA and OB are on same line or on same ray. So here if we measure the angle, we get zero angle. Then next concept, one rotation angle. That means when we rotate this ray OA in anti-clockwise direction, then one rotation complete. When after completing the rotation, that OA comes to its original position, then the angle rotation is 360 degree. So we write here one rotation angle. After one complete rotation, if the initial ray OA coincide with the terminal ray OB, then so formed angle is known as one rotation angle. Measure of angle AOB is equals to 360 degree. That means here, though we see OA and OB lie on same ray, but here when we complete one rotation of this ray OA and comes to this terminal ray OB, then one rotation is complete and we measure the angle, we get angle 360 degree. That means after completing one rotation, we consider angle as 360 degree always. So see this diagram. So you can measure clockwise or you can measure anti-clockwise, but you know the procedure. When we measure anti-clockwise, we write angle as plus 360 degree. When we measure clockwise, then we measure the angle as minus 360 degree. Now straight line. So you will get the idea from word straight line. If initial arm and a terminal arm are in opposite directions, so we write here after the rotation, if the initial ray OA and the terminal ray OB are in opposite directions, then directed angle so formed is known as straight line. So see the figure 1.6 here. So in this figure, this OA and this ray OB are in opposite direction. So this become a straight line. So we call this as a line AB. So the angle made by this straight line is half rotation. So we note here, note that in this case AOB is a straight line and half of one rotation angle is straight line. So this is half rotation. We measure anti-clockwise or we measure clockwise. When we measure anti-clockwise, the angle made is plus 180 degree, and when we measure clockwise, the angle measured is minus 180 degree. So we write here note according to that. So note is in this case AOB is straight line and half of one rotation angle is straight line. So half rotation means complete rotation is 360 degree. So half rotation is 180 degree. Now see a right angle. 1/4 of one rotation angle is called as one right angle. It is also half of a straight angle. One rotation angle is 4 right angles. So right angle we can define in two ways. One is 1/4 of one rotation angle is called one right angle, or when we consider straight line, we define it as it is also half of a straight angle. One rotation angle is 4 right angles. That means when we complete 4 right angles, we get one complete rotation. That you see in quadrant system. When you plot the graph, you can see in first quadrant we write 0 to 90, in second quadrant we write 90 to 180, and in third quadrant we write 180 to 270, and in fourth quadrant we write 270 to 360. That depend on clockwise or anti-clockwise. So you can write this one rotation as 4 right angles. So now see this here, this B dash we get 180. Similarly, if we take here A dash we get 180. So total is 360. Now next concept is angle in standard position. So this concept we have used in trigonometric functions while writing the proofs of sine rule, cosine rule and projection rules. So what is angle in standard positions? See here. In the rectangular coordinate system, a directed angle with its vertex at origin O and the initial ray along the positive x-axis is called angle in standard position. So see here, we consider here rectangular coordinate system. A directed angle with its vertex at origin and initial ray along the positive x-axis. We required here initial ray along positive x-axis is called angle in standard position. So see the figure. With the help of figure you will clear the idea. So here we consider XOP, angle XOP. So XOP. So here initial arm is OX, which is on positive x-axis. So this is standard position. So we call angle in standard position. So this angle XOP in standard position. Then XOQ. See here XOQ. So this XOQ we mark here. So here initial arm is along positive x-axis and a vertex at origin. So in first also vertex O at origin, in second angle also vertex O at origin. Then XOR. Now see this XOR. Here also initial arm OX is along positive x-axis and vertex O at origin. Now see here angle POQ is not in standard position. POQ, because this OP not lie on positive x-axis. So this POQ is not in standard position. Similarly, if you see here QOR, this also not in standard position. So angle QOR also not in standard position. That means for angle in standard position, the ray vertex must be at origin and initial ray must along positive x-axis. Now see angle in a quadrant. A directed angle in standard position is said to be in particular quadrant if its terminal ray lies in that quadrant. Now see here figure 1.8. here we study angle in quadrant. That means here for angle in quadrant, terminal ray is important. So see here figure 1.8, directed angle XOP. Now see this angle XOP, this terminal ray OP in first quadrant. For XOQ, this OQ in second quadrant, and this XOR, this OR in third quadrant. So angle in a quadrant, when we measure or when we say angle in a quadrant, then we always observe the terminal arm. If terminal arm in first quadrant, then angle in first quadrant. If terminal arm in second quadrant, then we say angle in second quadrant, and if terminal arm in third quadrant, then we say angle in third quadrant. That means for angle in standard position we required positive x-axis, angle in quadrant we required the terminal arm, then next concept is quadrantal angles. Now see here, a directed angle in a standard position whose terminal ray lies along x-axis or y-axis is called a quadrantal angle. That means for quadrantal angles we require terminal ray on x-axis or on y-axis, then that angle we call quadrantal angles. Now see here figure 1.9, angle XOP. Now see here XOP. Now initial arm is OX and terminal arm is OP. Now this OP on positive x-axis, that is along x-axis, so this is quadrantal angle. Then XOQ, now this initial arm is OX and terminal arm is OQ, and this OQ lies along y-axis, and we required for quadrantal angle this terminal arm along x-axis or y-axis. Now this OQ is on y-axis, so this XOQ, angle XOQ is also quadrantal angle. Then XOR, this OR on negative x-axis. So here is not mentioned positive x-axis or negative x-axis. We required only that terminal arm on x-axis or y-axis, that may be positive or may be negative. So this XOR, this OX is initial arm and this OR is terminal arm, and this terminal arm is along x-axis. Then XOS, here terminal arm is OS, initial arm is OX. So here terminal arm OS is on y-axis. So these four angles, angle XOP, angle XOQ, angle XOR and angle XOS, are all quadrantal angles. Then next concept, coterminal angles. Terminal means end point, and if they have the same end points or initial point, so see here, directed angles of different amount of rotation having the same position of initial rays and terminal rays are called coterminal angles. So see here in this diagram, this OA and this OB are two arms. So if OA is initial arm and this OB is a terminal arm, so when we measure or when we rotate this OA to OB, so we get here angle 30 degree. When we complete one rotation and we again measure 30 degree, then we get here 360 plus 30, that is 390. And when we measure here clockwise, then this angle made by this OA with OB, or we can say here this inclination is minus 300 and 330. This rotation is minus 330 degree. So these are the coterminal angles. These are also some figures. So we measure from OA to OB clockwise, sorry, anti-clockwise. When we measure here anti-clockwise, here also clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise. Here we complete one rotation and also measure. So these are the coterminal angles. Now see here in figure 1.10a, the directed angles having measured 30 degree. So here angle is 30 degree. When we measure this after completing one rotation, so we get here 360 plus 30 as 390. When we measure here clockwise from this to, that means here we require 30 degree to complete the one rotation. So we write here, because we measuring clockwise, we get here angle minus 330. Have this same initial arm. So in 3 also we observe they have the same initial arm, ray OA, and the same terminal arm, ray OB. Hence these angles are coterminal angles. So these three angles, 30, minus 330 and 390, are coterminal angles. If the two directed angles are coterminal angles, then difference between measure of these two directed angles is an integral multiple of 360. Now see here in this figure, this 390 and this minus 330, when we subtract, so we write minus minus plus here, so we get here 720. So this 720 we write as 2 into 360, which is multiple of 360. So you have to remember this property. So in next part we will see next topic.